Hey guys, Ash Lane here. Today we're going to talk about some classic GoWiPe attacks. So I call this trending now, but it's really a classic brought back, and it's bringing a ton of wall breakers. So let's discuss the pros and cons to bringing anywhere from 16 to 22 wall breakers. Well, for pros, the biggest pro is it really allows for better funneling on the base if done properly, and it allows for more freeze or rage spells depending on the base you're attacking. Cons, you have less room for error in the 40 troop space, assuming you have 20 wall breakers, is gone. Now, one big con is the less room for error, and that's what we're going to see in these replays. You really have to nail your spell timing when using wall breakers, especially on inner layers of attacks. So that's the biggest con, and flow in funneling is the biggest pro. So this is the first base here. Now, this is an attack against Brandon. Now, the Thai Brave here that we had a war with 1 war ago, they miraculously only failed at a 2-star attempt when they were going for 3-star attempts. So I think they might have had one fail, but otherwise every single attack was successful, and they all used a ton of wall breakers. It reminds me of the days when you had to actually lure the heroes all the way out to the edges. It seemed like everybody at that time wasn't using jump spell, instead they were using wall breakers, and this is exactly what you did. You would drop the rage spell, and then you'd stagger in the wall breakers to get inside the inner core. Now in this attack, his Barbarian King, I don't think he necessarily wanted the king to go south, but it ends up working out just fine for him, as the queen did lock onto that town hall. Now you will notice his king is only 30, his queen's 34, and this is a 100% max base, obviously a few lava walls, but otherwise is max. So you can see just how useful those wall breakers are with funneling. Now his 20 or so wall breakers were able to crack open a few, I think 3 initial entry points, and then they were able to get through the inner walls in 2 different areas, all using the rage spell. Now wall breakers are a little bit smarter than they used to be. Some might argue that point, but now once they go through an obvious area, once they break open an obvious area, they'll actually go to the next obvious area rather than hammering into some general random wall on the side of the base. So this attack here is going to be against Morphus, and you can see another example of how to be a very popular base design with the 3 golems going ahead. He's going to have a 4th in the clan castle he just deployed, and now he's going to stagger in once again more wall breakers here, and you're going to see him drop his P.E.K.K.A.s a little bit on a delay so they funnel properly into the base. Now look at that last row of wall breakers. He's going to freeze that Inferno Tower just in the nick of time, and he's also going to drop the Rage spell. So this is tricky to execute. It's a little bit trickier than dropping 4 jump spells, as I showed you a couple of videos ago, or dropping 4 Earthquake spells. It actually requires a bit more skill and more timing, so it's something that I would advocate you try out in actual pushing or in practice during just random attacks in multiplayer before you bring it to your clan wars if you're used to bringing jump spells. Now you can still bring a jump spell, as you saw here. It doesn't really necessarily mean you can't bring a jump spell, but it does free up the attack so that you only have to bring 1 jump spell. Only 1 is really necessary. Sometimes you can get away with 0 jump spells. So for the inner area, if you're not sure your wall breakers will get there, you can bring a jump spell for the innermost compartments of the base. You can see this attack, very convincing win, over 80%. And once again, non-max heroes against a max defensive base. So a very impressive attack using 20 wall breakers. This third attack, again, is going to show an example of using 1 jump spell. He has 2 rage and 2 freeze spells along with a poison spell for the clan castle. You can see this base, it's really a sweet spot attacking this base up from the northwest corner of the base. I've seen a lot of success attacking from the northwest. This attacker is actually going to attack from all the way at 12 o'clock as well, so let's pay attention to how he engages this base. He's going to come in with 3 golems here, and once again a nice spread. He's going to drop his 4th golem on the southernmost part of the base. He's going to stagger in his DPS units, his wizards and his witches, and here come the heavy hitters, the heroes coming in towards the center of the base. And you can see the Lava Hounds, he doesn't really have an issue with them. He's going to drop that rage spell, and the wizards and the queen, even though she doesn't eat up a lot of that rage, is actually going to be able to take down the puppies and the hound. No big deal, not a real hindrance in the attack. Now his troops are slowly making their way towards the center of the base, thanks to, yet again, the rage and the free spell timings. So what you want to do is when you deploy that last little group of wall breakers, make sure at the same time, right after you deploy them, you're going to drop a freeze, if necessary, on a multi-target Inferno Tower, and then you're immediately going to drop a rage spell. So it should be wall breakers, golems, and then you wait a little bit, more wall breakers, you wait a little bit, more wall breakers, and your last run of wall breakers, that's when you want to drop a rage spell right on the wall that the wall breakers are going to be hitting, and a freeze spell, if necessary, on a multi-target Inferno. That way they don't fry your wall breakers. So another very convincing attack here. Shout out to Ty Brave. They did a really great job, and once again, using this wall breaker method. And now it's time to announce the winner of the comment contest for today. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It is Alex Clashing, voted on by my co-leader, so I do not take responsibility for these winners, but they were, in fact, a lot of great comments on the last video. I had some personal favorites too, so this is a real close one here, guys. But go ahead and email me, alex@ashleenelite@yahoo.com, to claim your prize. We can do iTunes, Google Play, or we can go ahead and do PayPal. Take care, guys.